Hey, what's up guys, it's the Mago3011 here with a different type of video today. As you may or may not know, today is the 1 year anniversary of my first reaction video to Smash Bracket, so I figured I'd do something special today and rank the first ever video of Smash Bracket. Did I say rank? I meant do a review. Crap, this is off to a great start. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and say right now that before watching this episode, I had actually never seen the whole thing other than the fight animation, so when watching the episode for the review, I actually was watching it for the first time, so what you hear right now will be my initial thoughts. And let me just say, the difference between this episode and the modern episodes, it's as clear as night and day. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be, ranking it negatively for that, because this is the first ever episode of Smash Bracket. That would be unfair to hold to today's standards when the episode is over a year old by now. So instead, I'll be talking about how it does as a good first episode, and in that aspect, it does great. Of course, like, when looking at the analysis and the fight, of course it's not as good as the modern episodes, like I just said, but they don't have to be as smooth as the modern episodes. This is the first episode. Obviously, the team wasn't as big, and this was just a small fan project back then. With the amount of support it has now, it's no wonder, like, the show is doing so much better. If I had to criticize one thing, it would probably be the fact that Ink used another channel's research. I don't remember the exact name, and honestly, I'm too lazy to go back and look, but I've always liked when channels do their own research, which, granted, they do now. With all the current episodes have their own research, but for some of Link's calculations, they use another guy's research, which kind of felt like off-putting to me, because someone easily could have said, obviously they didn't do this, but someone could have said Link, was hitting with the force of a star, and Link would have just absolutely nuked Ridley out of existence. Now, obviously that didn't happen, but I just always like it when shows, do their own research and calculate the stats. I will also say that while Link had some stats shown for him, even if they weren't Smash Brackett's own stats, Ridley really just had nothing for him. Like, all he had was Ink saying what he did, like surviving a bomb that blew up an entire city. You really just couldn't get an actual gauge on his power via anything other than just what we're being told. But, like I said, Smash Bracket has improved on literally all of this to where it's no longer a problem, so let's move on to the fight. The fight begins with Link and Ridley both just staring at each other down, already about to duke it out, so yeah, not really my thing. I always love it when fights have a setup, so the fact that they'll already presumably skip past that, not really my thing. Thankfully, again, this was changed in later episodes to where all the fights do have an actual setup, no matter how long or short it may be. Like, some of them have been over a minute long, which, respect, I like it. But, point is, for this episode, there's none of that, so, not really my thing. But thankfully, again, like I just said, this was changed in later episodes, especially the Link vs. Ridley remake. So immediately after the standoff of a century, Ridley rushes in to claw at Link, which he easily parries. Link then goes for his own attacks, which are ineffective. He runs away and fires some arrows, and during all that, Ridley is just standing there unimpressed, which honestly is just really hilarious to me. Ridley then proceeds to snatch Link's soul and drag him across the ground, which has a holy ton of impact. I just love this scene. You can really just feel Link being just shredded across the ground, especially as he gets slammed repeatedly during the attack. Right after this, we get our first music shift, where it shifts from Metroid to Legend of Zelda. To empathize this point further, the animation has Link take the lead, using the mirror shield to reflect one of Ridley's own attacks into a rock above him, which causes it to fall down on top of him. We are then treated to T-posing Ridley before the next part of the fight begins. Ridley starts off his counterattack by firing a fireball at Link, which forces him to deflect it, giving Ridley an opportunity to disarm him and then impale Link with his tail. Link then revives himself with Mipha's Grace, which Ridley responds to by simply picking him up, flying to the air, and then yeeting him. Which, granted, is a valid choice, until Ridley's controller disconnects as Link busts out more of his weapons and gadgets, like his hook shot and then the Urbosa's lightning. Ridley then does his 5th grab of the fight, however this time Link has had enough of his shit and freezes Ridley in time to prepare for the final attack, in which we have the coolest fucking combo of the episode, in which Link tosses his shield and a bomb up, uses the bomb's explosion to hurl his shield into Ridley, which then sends Ridley flying right into Link's sword. And can we talk about that pixel art for Link? Holy shit, it's badass. And that's the fight. All in all, it's really solid for a first episode. I really like it, and I still think it has its charm today. As for the ending analysis, yeah, it really shows its age here. Ink talks about the episode less like an actual versus episode and more like a hypothetical fight where the people just talk about who they think would win, rather than showing off numbers and calculations. Hell, going off of what Ink said early in the episode, Link shouldn't have even been able to touch Ridley with his city-level durability.
Even without his insanely strong Omega armor, he's tanked explosions powerful enough to level a city. Ridley's been shown to withstand missiles and plasma beams, but Link has the capacity to hit with enough power to level several buildings in just one swing.
Now again, this isn't so bad once you consider the fact that Ink didn't really have a proper research team at the time, so a lot of these things can be forgiven and just be explained due to bad research. And even with that, Ink still manages to make a convincing argument for Link about how he knows how to exploit weak spots, which Ridley does have, being a boss and all, with the giant "hit me" sign on him, basically. But yeah, that about wraps up the episode. All in all, it's a really good episode, and I'm pretty sure it's the first ever Smash Bracket video I watched. So yeah, maybe I am a little biased, but it still is a good episode, even by today's standards. And Ink, I know you're watching this. Don't cringe at your old episodes, bro. They're solid. They're solid. I'll get to the other ones soon enough, though. Don't you worry. As for the final score, I'd personally give it a 7.5 out of 10. Really good episode. It definitely has its flaws, that's to be certain, but it's literally the first episode of Smash Bracket. You can't hold that against it. Nobody's perfect when they start out at something. The important thing is that they keep striving to be better, which Ink has definitely done with the rest of the Smash Bracket videos. Today's videos are of a phenomenal quality, and I enjoy each and every single one of them. As for Link vs. Ridley, that's all I really have to say. It's a really good starting base for a first episode for a great channel. Keep up the great work, Ink. I know you've told me it's kinda hard to go back and watch these episodes, but like I said before, you're doing a good job, my man. Keep it up. And hopefully, I hope you enjoyed this review. Maybe I'll do more of them, maybe I won't, but I probably will. Anyhow, this is the Mago3011 signing off. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Until next time!